Hello again, this is Doug, the 2-Minute Gardener, and this is a new series I call This Week in Landscape Construction. So as some of you know, I'm an actual landscape designer here in Southern California. I'm based in San Diego, and over the course of the year, I'll do about 40-50 projects. So this is kind of a typical week of me running around checking on all the projects that I've designed. So this first one up is a lovely patio with a pool in Rancho Santa Fe, and this particular week was time to shoot the Shotcrete. Now, Shotcrete, in case you don't know, is basically like a type of concrete that's used to make the outer shell of a swimming pool. Basically, they excavate the pool, install all the rebar, the plumbing, the electrical, the utilities, and then they shoot this in. It's very similar to pouring concrete, and then it gets sent from a pumper out on the street typically, because most pools are in a backyard, so they have to pump it. This one was a long pump. This was about 75 yards. They had to pump this all the way to the backyard area where we put all this. And so these guys work together, and they're shooting it over the rebar, and a couple other guys are smoothing it as he goes, and also working on the steps. So again, this process is called shotcreting a pool. It is the outer shell, and as you're going to see, I had another pool job going this week where they did the inner part, the actual plastering, and we'll see that in just a little bit. Next up, the next job site over in Tier Santa, we are building a shade structure. Now this is the Yardacy shade structure kit, and you have seen this in action in a few of my other videos. We're building another one here. This kit is a wonderful kit. It's available through Yardacy or Costco, actually from time to time sells this, and usually it takes two guys about 2 full days to assemble that. So this particular week they were assembling the Yardacy shade structure kit, and it really turned out nice. Nice solid structure kit, comes with lots of different accessories. All right, on to number 3. This was a job we just started in San Marcos, and it was demolition week. And there we're demolishing the old patio, which is a mixture of concrete and pavers, and also pulling out a lot of dirt. So a little bitty bobcat breaks it up and hauls it out to the curb, and then the giant big bobcat hauls it up, picks it up, and dumps it in the giant dump truck. So this was an all-week process of tearing apart that particular backyard to get ready for a beautiful transformation. All right, next up we have landscape project number 4. This is down in Mission Hills, a wonderful little suburb of Lower San Diego, and here we're putting in a flagstone patio. These are very heavy pieces. It took about 8 tons of flagstone. We also decided to bring in the big olive tree and bring it across before we finish sealing the flagstone. And as you can see, it becomes a really wonderful organic type of patio. And finally, we go back to landscape number 2. While one group of guys worked on the shade structure, the other guys were doing the plastering. Now, remember how I told you in the beginning of the video, with pools, there's an outer shell and an inner shell. The outer shell is the Shotcrete. The inner shell is the nice finished product. There's lots of different ways to plaster a pool, and these guys did this combination of a blue plaster with a Pebble Tech finish. And it is quite messy, and that's why you see they put a lot of plastic around trying to keep it. Now, a little bit of it said spill, but there's a way to clean that up, and we'll talk about that in a later part of this series. So here's what the finished product works at the end of that week. So this is a typical week for me, running around checking on job sites when I'm not working on designs. But it really is neat because there's a lot of different parts of what I do that come out in these projects. So that's all the time we have for now. Make sure to stick with this series. You'll see more next week. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to get more of my garden videos. Until next time, this is Doug, the 2-Minute Gardener, saying thanks for watching.